And it turns out that you can actually use power banks to power quite a substantial number of it. Quite a substantial margin of all the stuff. So I can power stuff like my monitor, my camera, my lights, microphones, my external audio recorders. Basically everything I have is able to be powered off power banks, which is pretty sweet if you ask me. But there is also another alternative to using power banks, and those are NPF batteries. Now, when I was first looking up which batteries I should get, I was led towards NPF batteries or V-mount batteries by a lot of YouTubers rigging out their Blackmagic pocket cinema cameras. However, power banks, I'd argue, are a bit better. Why, you might ask? Well, frankly, first off, they're better value. You can use them for way more things than just powering a camera. So you can use them to charge your phone, you can use them to charge your VR headsets, you can charge pretty much anything with them you want. The next biggest positive of power banks is that they're cheap. They're like really cheap, especially if you compare them to NPF batteries and V-mount batteries. For the same price as two NPF 6000 milliamp hour batteries, you can get a whole 20,000 milliamp hours in one power bank that also outputs 12 volts. But yeah, basically power banks are just infinitely better value. Alrighty, so another reason that I actually really like these power banks is the fact that you can just do this. Just stick Velcro on them and then you can just stick them to this, which actually saves weight on like having a big old metal cheese plate that attaches it to it, so it's lighter and you get way more capacity as well. This is 40,000 milliamp hours right here. 40,000, even though it looks like it's really like probably gonna go somewhere. Look at that, cannot go anywhere. Unless you maybe do that. Nope, it's staying on there. It's defying gravity. I even have it attached to one of these lights. Look, it's just Velcroed on there. Velcro is the best. But let's also talk about why power banks might not work for you. So one of the main things that I've come across with power banks is, especially when you're powering a thing like a monitor and you have a monitor mount, sometimes it can interfere with the DC plugs on it and it can be kind of annoying. So for me, I still use NPF batteries for my monitor, but I just use small ones, and then if I run out of power on those, I just switch over to the DC and just switch out the monitor mount. It's a bit annoying, so I might end up getting more NPF batteries regardless, but hey, it works. Another big downside is that these 20,000 milliamp hour batteries are pretty freaking ginormous. And they only have 2 ports on them. 2 ports. One 5 volt and one 12 volt. It's really annoying sometimes. I usually only power one thing off them at a time, so it doesn't actually really matter too much in that regard. But the size is a bit annoying because they're pretty big, but they can still fit in your pocket. So if you're using them to power a camera, you can just stick it in your pocket and then hold the rig and be like, yo, I got a camera and I got a power bank in my pocket. So yeah, the main reasons that I like power banks is because they're super versatile and they're also super cheap. And then again, NPF batteries also have their own sort of niche, like monitors and all that. So I mean, you can still go for them for that, but like I did, but you know,